It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag Utah Jazz.
I always think that for our players to hear things from their peers, especially guys like Colin and John who've had good careers and have been in the league for a bit now, it carries a different weight than when you hear it from the coaches. Whether it's me or the assistants, for them to come back to the bench during a timeout and while the coaches are meeting, for those guys to be actively involved in conversations with our young players, I think is very helpful because they can give them some very honest feedback on what's going on in the game.
There's Will Hardy on the importance of veteran voices for the young team. Meanwhile, out on the court, Jazz found a way to lose to the Charlotte Hornets. They were hanging around in the fourth quarter, PK. But they managed to make enough losing plays to lose that game 110-107. Loss number 60 for the first time in club history. They've lost 60 in a season. You are convinced this will all be rewarded.
Keontae, you shoot too much.
Veteran voice?
Yeah.
Keontae, just because of pressure in the backcourt, you shouldn't put your hands on someone's neck.
Oh, yeah.
That was a clutch foul. They had momentum. They were closing. He lost his cool. And that was critical.
I think Will Hardy dropped a WTF there. If I can read lips. I know you have the skill. I don't. But I think that was what he said. Like, what are you doing? He used adult language there. I got to give Hardy credit, man. He comes up with stuff each game to make his post-game sound interesting.
It's not easy.
No, I mean, no one has ever had to do this in the history of the Jazz as a head coach. And he finds ways to, I want to hear what he has to say.
16-60 with 6 more games to go. They play the Rockets tomorrow night. Isaiah Collier broke John Stockton's 40-year-old Jazz record for rookie assists, 419.
I'm glad to see it. But it's becoming, he's getting time. You wonder if I could have taken any halfway decent rookie and give him 30-some minutes a game, as he's been getting for weeks and months now, would he do the same? What does it mean? Maybe it means something. I don't want to totally discount it, though.
Yeah, I don't know how many minutes Stockton got to play versus how many minutes Collier got to play, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, you can look it up.
I could.
You're addicted to looking stuff up.
Yeah, not quite enough to look that up.
I disagree. I think you're going to.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I don't want to disappoint you. I mean, I could, sure.
I think you're addicted to it, and I think you will. And that's a fine addiction to have.
I think that the more important factor here is he going to shoot enough to be a real threat so when they're good and when they're trying to win games, are people going to have to defend him? I mean, we went through this watching Ricky Rubio. You are a really good passer, and that is a really good skill to have, and it's really important, but you got to be able to shoot because you're either big regular season games, certainly the playoffs, they're going to defend you differently, and if you can't shoot it, they're going to make you shoot it. And that'll get the team beat if you can't. So month by month, I have looked this up. You know, he's only shooting 29% from three, but man, he started the year shooting 14. It went up to about 20. It just every month it gets a little better. It's still not nearly good enough. There's a lot more work to be done, but if he is improving, maybe there's hope there then.
So the reason the Jazz lost in the playoffs is Ricky Rubio couldn't shoot?
That was one of the problems they had. There were others, but yeah, his inability to shoot was a problem. And when he did shoot it, the nights that went in, they were great, but there weren't enough of those nights.
I did the work.
What's that?
I looked up the stats.
All right, how many minutes?
John Stockton as a rookie in 1984-1985 played 1,490 minutes. So far this season, for Isaiah Collier, he's played 1,738.
So a little more, but not a lot. Yeah. All right, DJ and PK.
Hashtag NBA.
Now Derek White, moving to his right, chased by Aldama. Zips the entry to Tatum, spins away from John, scores off the window. Celtics on an 11-2 run, lead by 5, timeout Grizzlies.
Working against the center Batanza. He grabs the back of his shorts. Harden straight away, 3. Cash! James Harden! Bonus distance bucket!
Carlson fed up front. Shifts it left wing to Joe for another 3. This one looks good and is. Isaiah Joe knocks down the Thunder's 22nd three-pointer. He's authored 8 of those, tying his season high.
Boston Celtics complete a perfect 6-0 road trip. They are 32-7 on the road this year. That is 2 wins away from tying the NBA record for most road wins. They beat the Grizzlies in Memphis 117-103. Al Horford, 26 points off the bench. All right, the defending champs poised to get back to the finals. Is Cleveland the real deal or not? Cleveland just had a speed bump, so they're after a week or two of really struggling, their lead in the East is down to 4 games. You believe the Celtics knowing how to do it? Cavs trying to figure out how to do it? Or you want to wait until they actually get to play each other?
The Celtics can repeat, sure. That's what you're asking. Why wouldn't I?
Lakers beat the Rockets 104-98. The battle for second in the West. Houston's a game and a half in front of Denver, only 1 in the loss column, 2 in the loss column in front of the Lakers. Rutgers star Dylan Harper, expected to be a top 3 selection for the NBA draft, maybe number 2, has declared for the draft officially. So, to the surprise of no one there. And the Pelicans have shut down Zion Williamson and C.J. McCollum for the season due to bone bruises both are dealing with. Williamson will play fewer than 30 games for the 4th time in 6 seasons. Kevin Durant going to miss at least a week with an ankle injury he suffered on Sunday, so that's going to push him up right against the end of the season. Have we seen the last of him in a Suns uniform with 7 games to go?
Well, they have to have a major overhaul.
Yep.
So, if they know what's good for them, I mean, there's no point in having a 36-year-old on a team that isn't going anywhere.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag NFL.
I can certainly say with certainty that at this certain moment, we are fully planning to move forward as a better version of our relationship with Tyreek and the Miami Dolphins. So I have no reason to think otherwise.
Mike McDaniel planning to keep Tyreek Hill. Man, when you get the vote of confidence like that, don't you automatically think, well, there's trouble. We'll see if this lasts.
Well, I mean, I think it's on
Tyreek
Hill's. And the guy, come on. I mean, he
has issues off the field.
Yeah.
Vikings conversations with free agent quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Not a reflection of the team harboring any concerns about J.J. McCarthy, according to head coach Kevin O'Connell. 2 things can be true at the same time. We took him 10th in the draft last year after a very extensive evaluation process. A lot of things we hope to see from him we saw in a short time. Second part it can be true is that Aaron Rodgers is a 4-time NFL MVP and somebody who, not just myself, but we've all had so much respect for competing against. But in the end, it looks like they're passing on Rodgers and staying with McCarthy. And Jimmy Haslam said the quiet part out loud. He called the team's trade for quarterback Deshaun Watson a big swing and a miss after they acquired him from the Texans. Fully guaranteed $230 million. Told the fans to put it on him.
Well, if the owner says the quiet part out loud, is it the quiet part?
Not anymore. Not anymore. DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
The 1-1 pitch. Oh, my goodness, that is way out of here. Up off the batter's eye in center field. Second home run of the night for Ellie De La Cruz. My Lord.
Here's the payoff pitch. Swinging a drive in the air. Well hit right center. It's got some legs. It's back near the wall. Grand slam. Pete Alonso. His first home run of the year. Clears the bases. And the Mets have opened up a 6-1 lead.
3-2 again. Sheets lines it the other way. That is a fair ball down the left field line. Gonna bounce and roll into the corner. Cronenworth has scored. Bogarts has scored. Sheets into second with another 2-run double. His 3rd hit of the night. And the Padre lead is 6-2.
Padres end up beating the Guardians 7-2. They're a perfect 5-0. Dodgers win again. They're a perfect 6-0. Great starts there. But I think the story continues to be the torpedo bat. You heard Ellie De La Cruz go deep. He hit 2 homers, drove in 7 runs, which is a career best. Reds blow out the Rangers 14-3. Do you think if you'd had a torpedo bat back at Thunderbird High back in the day,
no,
you'd have hit 400 with 10 homers?
No.
The torpedo bat wouldn't have saved you? There wasn't enough contact?
I wasn't good enough.
Making guys better.
Yeah, but these are major leaguers.
That's a solid point on your part.
If they all had wiffle bats, they would still be above everybody else.
The Cubs beat the A's 18-3, and in Sacramento, they were chanting, "Sell the team" by the 5th or 6th inning. Carson Kelly's the first Cubby to hit for the cycle in 32 years in a rout, and the, whatever we're calling them, Oakland, Sacramento, Las Vegas A's get blown out 18-3.
What's the point of selling the team?
That they'll always be bad as long as they have that owner.
Who's the owner?
I'm blanking on his name right now.
I have no idea.
Fisher?
John Fisher.
John Fisher, yeah.
I mean, they're moving. So
Yep.
What do they care?
Well, I mean...
Their home opener at their new park for 3 years.
Yeah.
Good showing.
Again, they're moving.
There's a lot of A's fans spread throughout Northern California, whether they're in Oakland or Sacramento. There's people
they're
who
moving.
They loathe him for moving the team and for sucking along the way. So they chanted, "Sell the team."
Great. So a new owner takes over in Vegas.
There it is. Not fixing the A's anytime soon. Were you stunned by the number of blowouts and routs? Royals 11-1, White Sox 9-0. Just one of those nights.
It happens.
Yeah. Jerks and Profar, 80 games. PED suspension. This is Braves' marquee signing during the offseason. He could be back June 29th, but he is ineligible for the playoffs, assuming the Braves are there again.
Oh, what's going on with those Padre dudes? Tatis and him?
Yeah, right?
I wonder why they were winning.
There you go. I was disappointed when he left, but now, whoo, dodged a bullet there. Hit a few clutch at bats.
Sorry for your disappointment.
Yeah, I'm over it. Bees open the 6-game series in Albuquerque tonight. Tony Park's on the call. This coverage starts at 6:20 on 1280 The Zone. The hockey game will be on 97.5 The Zone tonight. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NHL.
For me, he's a proven NHL player. He went in the A and had a perfect attitude, produced, was a good example out there, and now him having his chance with us, and he does a really good job. I'm really happy for him. He's a good person, and he's a good player.
Utah Hockey Club. Andre Tourney on Kyler Yamamoto's impact as a late-season call-up for the AHL. Had a goal in the win on Sunday. Scored his first goal for Utah. Utah's taking on the Calgary Flames tonight at the Delta Center. Puck drop set for 7 o'clock. Coverage on The Zone starts at 6 o'clock. With a win, they would get to 80 points on the season for the first time in 5 years. A sign the rebuild continues and the team's improving. 7 o'clock tonight on 97.5 The Zone for Utah and Calgary. That is what is trending, and it's brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. Coming up, Jeff Judkins, former BYU women's basketball coach, is going to join us at 8:30. Mike Folta, Utah Hockey Club voice, will join us at 9 o'clock. And it's Utah Jazz Ticket Tuesday. We'll give away tickets to watch the Jazz and the Blazers April 9th at the Delta Center. DJ and PK, it's 97.5 The Zone.